الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم أما بعد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We welcome you all bi'idhnillahi ta'ala to the fantastic course that we have here at the Mahad Ibn Taymiyyah is presenting the Arabic conversational course. And many of us throughout the years, we have embarked on learning Arabic in some form or fashion. And many of us are familiar with the Kutub Medina, the Medina Arabic course, which is for the English-speaking natives. And it was put together by Dr. Dr. Rahim, and he composed it for the University of Medina. And alhamdulillah, he also, many people are not aware of, because there were some concerns for many of the non-Arabs who will finish this particular series, 3 books in number, and they were still unable to speak fluently after learning or going through these books. So what the author did, Dr. Rahim, he put together a Arabic conversational drill class where he also composed the conversations, the hiwar, and he created this dialogue between the students. So ideally, he had about, we say 6 to 8 males and 6 to 8 females, and he will conduct a series of conversational drills based off of the series itself. So the stuff that you have learned, you will have it. But my initiative here is that this course, oftentimes we find ourselves, especially here in the West, that this is more so a career-driven society. So we normally don't do anything, or most of the times put our efforts in anything, unless there is some type of financial motivation or incentive behind the actual objective, especially when it comes to studying. So we might embark upon a path, educational path, because we believe that educational path will eventually leads us to success as cashing out financially. However, in Islam, that's a little bit different, because you're not only getting more than that, you're getting more than just some financial gain that you're going to get in this dunya. Once you complete a particular course, or you get a certificate, or you complete a particular college program and so forth, and then you go into the field that you want to go into. No, this is more so, you're going to be able to understand the speech of your Lord, Azza wa Jalla, and you're going to be able to understand the speech of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and the barrier that you have in terms of worshiping your Lord properly will all be based upon your understanding of the Arabic language. I don't care who you are. If your understanding of the Arabic language is deficient, then your practice of the deen is deficient. And many people might have heard this phrase before, but countless scholars over and over throughout both past and present, have explained this important thing. There is no science in the science of Islam except that it contains Arabic. And Arabic is one of the tools. But for some reason, here in the West, we place it to the side. And we start, we jump out. We start, we jump out. We start, we jump out. This course is designed because if you study book 1, partial, or you didn't study all of book 1, you just study half of it, and you might have did it 3 or 4 times, you can take this Arabic conversational course. If you study book 1 and book 2, part of it or all of it, or if you study all 3 books and you still find it difficult to speak because you don't have someone to dialogue with. When you learn any language, speech language, you have to have someone to dialogue with. You have to have someone to dialogue, someone in that target language, or someone. This is why you build a camaraderie between your classmates, and you speak, and you take your time out, and you get it. Some people might say that speech is not so much important. In certain fields, you might say speech is not my thing. No, that's not your main concern. However, if you want to ask a question to a scholar, okay? However, if you want to ask a particular question that you don't have to wait to going to somebody who you view as a student, and then you have to wait till a teller link come in, and then you have to wait, and then they filter your question, and your question don't get answered the way that you want it to be answered, and then on top of that, they come back and give you a little bit of this or that, and this happened oftentimes. You might want to ask a question, you can't ask the question. Why? Because you had the ability to learn the Arabic language. You had the ability to learn it, but you haven't taken your time to learn it. So this course is going to provide you with that. I just want to remind individuals that of the importance of the Hadith of Umar ibn al-Khattab, because that plays a part in anything you do. All right, actions are judged by intentions. All right, so when a person begins to say, I'm going to learn Arabic, for example, I'm going to learn Quran, for example, and here we're talking about acts of ibadat, I'm going to do such and such, for example, then the individual must have the proper intentions, because without that proper intentions, you will not see that endeavor through. You understand? So if you wanted to study Arabic and you wonder why you start and then you fell off, and you start and then you fell off, it all goes back to the niyyah. All right? It's important to understand, why are you doing the actions in the first place? Shaykh Taymiyyah rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi comment on a most basic beginner's Arabic grammar book, which is known as Al-Ajurumiyya, famous. It is a beginner's Arabic book for those who already know Arabic. Yani if you have book 1 and book 2 already in Medina, you can begin roughly, I would say, with book 3, you can begin going over Al-Ajurumiyya. But it's a beginning. But in his introduction, he made a beautiful point. When it comes to the intention of studying the Arabic language, the Sheikh, he says that 2 main goals should be the focus. The first focus is that you want to understand the speech of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So that should be your first part of your intention, is that you want to understand what Allah Jalla wa Ala is saying in this book, and you understand what the Prophet ﷺ is saying. The second thing that he mentioned that you want to have your main objective for learning the Arabic language is iqamatul lisan. Okay, and that is, and this requires you having speech. All right, this requires you speaking. Iqamatul lisan is, shut that door. Iqamatul lisan is straightening the tongue from any errors. In other words, you want to free your tongue up from making sure that you don't make any grammatical mistakes when speaking the Arabic language, or you don't want to make any mistakes that will change or deplete the meaning. So these 2 objectives, when you think about it, they are very good. That if a person intend by learning the Arabic language so that he or she can understand what Allah is saying and what the Prophet is saying, and that when they speak properly and they don't make grammatical errors, then they're going to have to learn the Arabic language. You're going to have to learn the Arabic language. So with that being said, the way that this course is designed is based off the works of the author of the Medina books. All right, the 3 main books, not the side books, which was authored by someone else within their university. But the 3 main books, these conversational drills, are based off of that. All right, and alhamdulillah, what we're able to do is take those same conversational drills that the Sheikh did and try to set up a same format. So the course duration is about 3 to 6 months. All right, roughly 3 to 6 months, because we're teaching over 3 days out of a week. All right, and the goal or the objective behind such a course is to create a setting where there is multiple dialogue. There's a dialogue, but it's multiple dialogue. So that's why men and women both are encouraged, just as the Sheikh have done himself. He took about 6 to 8 females, 6 to 8 males. All right, and you have a dialogue going back, and he teaches you basics formats. For example, he starts off with understanding masmuka. What is your name? How that dialogue actually plays, and how it goes back and forth. And you will learn a lot once you begin. Now, the price of the course really shouldn't be an issue. That's like when you're taking any other college course that you need. The only thing different is when you're taking a college course is that you understand that there's something at the end for you. Financially, you will be able to get a job that you're trying to get, or a position you're trying to get. But in Islam, there's something greater than just that. So we're charging, inshallah ta'ala, $300 for the whole duration of the course. All right, and we allow people to pay in increments. You don't have to pay the whole $300 up front if you don't have it. Again, we want you to be able to get it. But I encourage people to sign up for this Arabic conversation course if you study it. I am in class if you study it. All right. Inshallah ta'ala, you will be able to be able to finish this, inshallah. All right. So what we're saying is, in order to sign up, you're going to be taught over Zoom, via Zoom, and you're going to have 3 days out of a week, and you're going to have class weeks, and you're going to be expected to dialogue, all right, through the conversational drills. And there will be other stuff that I'm going to give you as well that goes along with it to help you understand and how to compose. So you will be doing some writing as well, but you will be able to speak, inshallah ta'ala. Like I said, if you only study partial of book one, or you study book one and finished it 2 or 3 times, you can join this course. If you study book 2, or you only went to the beginning or half of book 2, you can still study this course. All right. This course is called the Arabic Conversation course based off of Medina's, the book of Medina that was taught at the university. And alhamdulillah, you can actually contact via Facebook, Maktab Ibn Taymiyyah. You can contact within the comment section of this video, or you can also on YouTube. You can, but just leave me your email. Leave me your email address if you're interested in, and I will contact you with the email. And also, you can contact me. Yeah, exactly. Leave me your email for the details, and I will send you everything what you need to actually embark on. Anything that we said that was incorrect, I'm definitely for myself. Shaitan will second spread from Allah. Subhanakallah, bihamdi, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Jazakallah khair.